Ralph was diagnosed in, I want to say 1982, it could have been before that, with, he had double vision, his left side was completely numb, one test led to another, and they told him he had MS, and that was really early on in the 80s, and what's that? Well, you know, you probably won't be able to walk again.
Before 1993, you know, we had nothing to treat MS with. So for the first 20-some years, we were using steroids or ACTH, and this would be helpful for clinical attacks. You'd have a clinical attack, you'd give them these medicines, they get better faster, but it never did influence the total course of the disease.
I was diagnosed when I was 29, and that diagnosis came because I was having symptoms. I had numbness, tingling, I had fallen a couple times, and I couldn't really explain why I had fallen. I feel like my family doctor really spotted those symptoms and sent me right away to a neurologist. And I feel like that was such a blessing because I started on Copaxone right away, and I feel like the drugs have been working to slow the progression of the disease in my body.
I think when he was probably about 45, 48, he was still driving, and that's when we recognized that he was driving off the road, driving really slowly. His vision was really poor. At midnight, I lost my cane, I lost my hat, I lost my keys. That was the beginning of where we are today.
The cost of this disease is very high. It's probably the highest cost disease over a lifetime of any of the diseases that we're dealing with today in this country.
My doctors would like to have an MRI every year, and the MRI copays are expensive, and I feel like I want to give a shout out to the Central Illinois MS Council because they have helped us to offset the copay costs. And even if you have great insurance like we do, it's still a very expensive disease. And I definitely didn't want to take the frosting of life away from my kiddos. And so I'm really thankful for any help with those testing bills because it is expensive to raise 4 kiddos.
I think the MS Center here, you know, with the help of our MS Foundation and funds, have really been beneficial in supplying a lot of service to our patients.
As a person gets older with no cure, the result is going to be a person is going to get more crippled, and I'm a good example of that. And I didn't really begin to see the effects of MS until I was about 47 years old.
In January of 2013, we had 10 calls to the fire department. That's when Tanya came into the picture, and she helped us identify what our needs were and how to make our lives a lot easier.
People come into the MS Center and need help, that we have found a way through the MS Clinic Fund to assist people.
They know your needs. You know, it's not like talking to a contractor and saying, okay, well, we need a ramp, and they put it but they don't know they just don't know what your needs are like they do here who work with you every day. Where are you falling the most? Bathroom, the bedroom. Okay, let's come in and see what goes on in here. He had a ramp put outside, and it just wasn't sturdy enough, and it rumbled, and he wouldn't go outside because he was scared that it would cave in. That was another thing that I did for us. They had someone reconstruct our ramp, and that made the difference of his life. He could go outside on his own.
I've always said that I'm an open book about MS, and I will answer any questions, and I'm happy to visit about it, but I don't need it like tattooed on my forehead. And I don't want my children to feel like they missed out because of the disease. So it's super important to me that it's a part of our life, but it's not the boss of us.
Oh, it's an individualistic approach. It's not always simple. And that's where I think DMS centers are important, that you have to know what drugs that are available, you have to know how to treat them, what you're looking for, and what the patient looks like. There's no one drug for all.
One part of our life that was really important in my journey was the fact that we were active already. and we were already trying to embrace fitness. That helped me because after I was diagnosed, we realized that fitness has to be mandatory. And my focus on becoming stronger and improving my fitness level to help me combat symptoms that I'd have in the future, we treated it almost like a prescription. So we developed a kids triathlon for Chillicothe and for the greater Peoria area, and last year we had 159 kids that participated, so we felt like it was a really great, inaugural year success, and we're excited. It's planned this year for June 11th, and we did that because we wanted to raise money for the Central Illinois MS Council as well as the MS Society, and but in turn we wanted to help kids love fitness.
We have to be thankful for individuals who are supportive of this. Whoever supports us, gives us the money, Larry Wallen especially, for what he's done for the MS Center here in town. I don't think there's too many MS centers that have the funding, even in Chicago, to do what we do here. I think that everybody thinks it's something that's done everywhere else, but it's not done everywhere else. It's done really specifically here, and I think we try to do it very well.
So the help that you give us here tonight and the help that you have given us over the years is very much appreciated, and I must say from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you very much for what you've done over the years.